We back again. Chuck P. C-Ville's finest. Hard hitter hotline number 28. Oh my God, I already see some hard hitters in this motherfucker already. My boy Supreme on the motherfucking scene. Cool man in the motherfucking building. What's good with y'all, man? Greetings from the Ville to the real. Hell yeah, man. I'm feeling great today. Man, we got a hell of a lot to talk about, man. A hell of a lot to talk about. Listen, let's start with Friday. Friday, because we're gonna get into a lot of shit today, man. Just bear with me. I just want to get all the other shit out the way until we get into the real good shit. But Probellum had a fight card Friday. Sam Jones and the boys was working over there. Had all kind of competition going on, man. And then Caroline Dubois, she was just in action earlier. And looked sensational in the fight. Got the girl out of there within 1 minute. Within 1 minute of the fight, got her up out of there in the very first fucking round. Caroline Dubois looked sensational. Brother Daniel was in the building, and also Kell Brook was there. Kell Brook was in the building, and he had an interview with his new promoter, Ben Shalom. Ben Shalom, head of Boxer working with Sky Sports. You know, that's who they partner with. You know, Boxer is like the new match room now. You know, Ben Shalom is doing his thing over there. And Kell Brooks said, yeah, this is my new promoter. The only promoter that was able to make the Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. Made it happen just like that. He said, this is the new man right here. This is the man that's going to be bringing big things to Sky Sports. He said, listen, as far as my next opponent, it ain't no damn Amir Khan. Amir Khan trying to get a rematch. I'm not fighting no fucking Amir Khan. I'm either going to fight Chris Eubank Jr. at 155 or, and this is what really got me, Danny Garcia at 154. I'm hoping that he goes up against Danny. I want to see that fight. I always wanted to see it at 147. I don't mind seeing it at 154 at all. So yeah, big news from Kell Brook. Oh, and as far as Ebony Bridges, man, I want to say congratulations to Ebony Bridges. She won her fight today. Dominated the fight. Dominated. She dominated all the way up to like the midpoint of the seventh round. Then you can start to see the fatigue started to kind of kick in a bit. Roman started to get the better of some of those exchanges, but Roman didn't throw enough. You know, I mean, hell, you could have just given her the fight. You could have just given Ebony the fight just off of activity alone. But the big power shot she was landing, and I was so impressed with how she was fighting off the back foot. Mark Tibbs did a great job with Elle, man. He was definitely the missing piece. Definitely the missing piece. And yeah. Shannon Courtney was on commentary. And I was kind of shocked at first at how she was scoring the fight. She scored it exactly how I scored it. She had her dominating the whole fight, you know. So yeah, kudos to old Shani for that. And then Eb said that she is definitely looking forward to a unification fight with Shani's to get her revenge. But she said if she don't have no belt, she can fucking forget about it. You know, she'll have to just wait in the back of the line, and I don't blame her. You know, so yeah, Shani gonna have to, you know, get a belt, and then they can make it happen. But yeah, but congratulations to Elle, man. She did her thing. Now about last week. Bruce Carrington, this boy from Brownsville, man, the same hood as Mike Tyson, you know, among others. This boy is a beast. That boy, exactly. Yeah, give it up for her, cool man. Give it up for her, man. You know that girl, I know for a fact, man, she sacrificed a lot, man. She did, man, leaving her home, heading over to Philly doing training, then leaving her, going back home, then leaving her home again to go to England and all. Man, that girl did some traveling, man. That shit was crazy to me, you know, but she did what the fuck she had to do, you know, and look at the results. And look, when I interviewed her, I knew she was going to be a champion, man. I knew she was going to be a champion. That she had that it factor about her. You know, you could just see it. Oh, and speaking of, Oh, y'all just wait till you see my next interview. Oh, yeah. We've been conversing a lot. And right when my guy, and yes, my guy, it's a guy already, this is a spoiler alert, a former world champion. As soon as my guy gets his fight date, we going to set this interview up, and I'm going to present you with a real good one, man. I'm telling you ain't going to want to miss this one. But yeah, got to give it up to her though, man. She did a lot, man. I'm happy for her. But yeah, Bruce Carrington is a monster, man. I thought he killed that damn boy that he was in that ring with last week. I mean, a devastating left hook right to the chin, laid him up out of there. It was over. It was OVA, over. And then, oh, who else did we have in action last week, y'all? Sideshow Bob, Blair the Flair Cobbs. The same Blair the Flair Cobbs that was talking all that shit on Arrow the Truth Spence, saying that, he was cursed and he fucked up boxing, and he ducked Bud, and that's why all the bad karma's on him. Then he said he wanted Jerron Boots Ennis and everybody else he can name. And look at what the fuck happened to us. That's what did I say last week? I said, let's hope karma doesn't bite him on the ass. And let's see if he can get past Rocha. Okay. And it was a complete ass beating. A complete ass beating that Blair the Flair Cobbs received by Rocha. It wasn't even close. He made Blair the Flair look like he didn't even belong there. He had that fucking afro going north, east, south, and west that motherfucking ring. Dropped his ass. Flat out embarrassed his ass. Errol Spence Jr., he saw the fight. He provided a little commentary of his own. He said, put his motherfucking ass in the dirt, you old bum ass nigga. And that's exactly what the fuck Blair the Flair Cobb is. A bum. Talking all that shit. Even Bud Crawford even put out a tweet, said your motherfucking ass out there just looking silly. Why you gotta talk all that bullshit? Just call him out, say I want to fight the motherfucker, but bringing up all the personal shit, the accident and all that other shit. Hey, bruh, that's why you got what the fuck you got. And let's talk about Ed Berlanga. Berlanga, he was also in action last week, and he looked very, very ordinary against a one Steve Rose. Okay. Steve Rose, he had his only loss against Gennady Duckin Golovkin. But a good fighter out of Canada. And he gave Berlanga all he can handle. And I got to say, man, maybe it was a little bit of hype behind Berlanga. He looked very ordinary against that motherfucker Steve Rose. So I don't know. Hey, he just got to go back to the lab and really work on that jab. I really wasn't impressed at all by Berlanga. You had Timmy, he gave his opinion on Berlanga. Tim said he just seemed like a hype job to me, but I really don't want to put that label on him yet. I mean, he won the fight, but he definitely got to tweak a few things. That's for sure. Him, Nico Ali, Walsh, man, what's my guy Shane Mosley Jr., man. They got to really work on some things. But so remember when I said Anthony had did the right thing and he had signed with Sky and he didn't do what Eddie Hearn had did to Adam and left him behind? Well, Eddie came out with an interview and he said, well, the rumors you're hearing about Anthony signing with Sky, that's all it is. It's just a rumor. He said Anthony hasn't done anything yet. He said, and if he is going to do something, he's coming with me. Wherever I go, he's going to be affiliated with all of my affiliates. He will be with the Zone. I'm really hoping Anthony doesn't do that shit. I'm really hoping he doesn't do that. I'm really hoping that he signs with Sky and stays with Adam. He started with Adam. He's been getting paid well through Adam. Why don't you just stay there? So we'll see how that rolls, but I'm really, really hoping that he does the right thing and stay his ass over there with Sky. I thought that when I reported that last week that was the end, but no, Eddie said that's just a fucking rumor. Nothing has been sealed yet, so we'll see. But I tell you what, Tank Davis ain't no happy camper. Tank Davis ain't happy at all, apparently. He put out a few tweets and he's saying that he is done with Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions. Done. He said these motherfuckers want me to fight Rolly Romero, that fucking clown. I don't want to fight him. They forcing that fight on me. And it's my last fight on the contract. After this, I'm done. Then you had people all in the comment section saying, oh, well, Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather run shit. He made you change your gloves before the fight. Tank wanted to go out there with the Canelo gloves. And Floyd Mayweather said, hell, fuck no. You're not going out there wearing no fucking Canelo gloves. Take that bullshit off and wear these. You're not going out there wearing that motherfucking. He don't even want you to win the fight. So why the fuck would you go out there wearing his gloves? So they said, oh, yeah. And on top of that, Tank, you won't be fighting in sellout arenas anymore. You'll be in empty arenas like Devin Haney. Tank Davis said, just because I leave that motherfucker don't mean that the show gonna stop. I'll still be with the Al Heyman and the PBC. I'll still be getting mine. So I mean, that's crazy, man. It's kind of fucked up, but I wish Tank well though, man. Hey, we all know Tank was supposed to be having bigger fights than what he was in, man. We all wanted him to fight the likes of Dale, all those motherfuckers, man. Ryan Garcia, even though Ryan's ducking. But the Teofimo, when he was at 135, he going up to 140. But Tank even campaigned at 140. He could still get that kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely wouldn't have been getting any of those under Floyd. Floyd had even said that he wasn't going to be doing any co-promotions with anybody. So if Tank got to do this shit to get big fights, he got to do what he got to do. He ain't 20 years old. He got to do what the fuck he got to do, man. Time ain't on his side. And speaking of Ryan versus Tago at a new weight. Yeah, want to fight with them, yeah, but without, but not without resistance. Exactly. Yeah, it's cool, man. But Ryan Garcia and Tago at a new weight. They campaign at 135. All right, but Ryan, he can't make the weight. They got the new weight at 140. Either they say 139, 140. And I got to be honest with you. I think Tago might fuck around and win this fight. I got a strange feeling about this, man. I got a strange feeling that Ryan gonna go out there and lay an egg. He been out for I don't know how long. He's struggling to make weight. He doesn't seem focused to me. Even Canelo said it. His own Mexican brethren. He said this motherfucker comes to the gym for 20 minutes in shadow boxes, and then he says that he has to leave. He has an emergency. He only comes to the gym once or twice a week, and then he wants to say that Eddie Reynoso doesn't have any time for him. More sirens, y'all. Excuse me. We're in the Ville to get real. Excuse me. May God bless him out there. But yeah, so as far as this fight is concerned, there's nothing that Ryan is doing that's making me say that he's going to win the fight. I saw Tago training, though, man. Tago looked good, man. But that's training. He hitting the mitts and everything else. You know how that is. But I'm telling you, it could be an upset. It could be an upset. Now, I was wrong before with him and Luke Campbell. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong again. But I got a strange and strong feeling that Tago's going to win this fight. We'll see how that plays out. Boo Boo Andrade. My brother Boo Boo. He is done with Eddie Hearn. He is done with Eddie Hearn. He's leaving Matchroom. He's done. Eddie Hearn sat up there, man, and lost the fucking purse bid between him and Zach Parker. Queensberry's hosting the fight. Boo Boo know he can't get a big fight with Eddie. He just wasting his time, wasting his prime years. You know Frank Warren will probably be in his ear. Uncle Frank would be in his ear while he over there hosting the fight. I don't think Boo Boo should sign with him at all. You thought he was stuck with Eddie. He won't be getting a damn thing over there with Uncle Frank. Maybe he does need to go over there and sign with the PBC to secure the Jamal Charlo fight if Jamal Charlo don't duck him. And David Benavidez. And Caleb Plant. I would like to see that. People are getting sick of Eddie. Man, they hate Eddie. Man, cool, man. Let me tell you, man. When Ebony Bridges had won the fight, bro, they interviewed Ebony at the end of the fight. And then they say, hey, Eddie Hearn, come on in so we can ask you a few questions. Man, when Eddie stepped up, everybody in that fucking building booed Eddie out. They booed Eddie out that fucking building damn near, man. I couldn't even hardly hear what the man was asking Eddie with so many fucking boos. You thought Roger Goodell gets booed and the fucking the guy over there for the NFL. You thought that motherfucker get booed. Bro, the whole building booed that motherfucker out of there. You know, he turning red, trying to play it off with a smile. You know that motherfucker was embarrassed. Or I don't know. Maybe Eddie loves that shit, man. Who knows? But I know that people absolutely hate his motherfucking ass. But, hey, check this out. Errol Spence had an interview with Akim Barak. Shout out to Akim Barak. I swear to God, them brothers, they remind me of them New York undercover brothers from the 90s. I swear they do, man. They put on a good boxing show, though. But Errol had did an interview with him. Damn, the interviewer said Eddie up to get booed. He did, though, cool, man. I wish you could have seen it, though. That shit was fucking hilarious to me, man. But, yeah. Errol had said, listen, I don't mind fighting Jermell Charlo. I don't mind at all. Now, when Mike Tyson had brought that up to Jamal Charlo, Jamal said, oh, man, no, they ain't fighting, man. Dude, they in the same camp, man. They got the same trainer and everything, man. Ain't nobody even talking about that fight. Man, they not fighting. Mike Tyson said, oh, yeah, they in the same camp, huh? They got the same trainer, huh? They from the same hood, huh? Sound like a damn good big fight to me. Sound like a damn good big fight to me. Let's see who the real king of Texas. Let's see who will wear the real big cowboy hat up or down at that motherfucker. Sounds good to me. You know, so and it definitely sounded good to Errol as well. Errol says, shit, I don't mind fighting him. You know, it got to make sense money-wise, of course. You know, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, we tight like that. It definitely got to make sense, but I don't mind going up if he wins all those belts, challenging his ass for the belts either. Oh my, I would love to see that fight. They've been sparring each other. They didn't spar each other about 1,000 fucking times anyway. I would love to see that fight. And you always hear Jermell always give the utmost respect to Errol. The utmost. He don't say nothing negative when it come to Errol ass. He know what Errol can do in that motherfucking ring. He been getting touched up by that motherfucker constantly, probably. You know, so whether Jermell fight Errol, whether Jermell fight Bud, I don't give a damn, man. I want to see the fights. I loved it when Errol said that shit. Fuck all that friend shit. We saw Zab and fucking Floyd Mayweather. They cool as fuck to this day. They fought each other. And my favorite Floyd fight ever. Get off that bullshit. All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about Don King, man. You know, Don King is still on the scene, y'all. Still making waves. Still making news. And people still hate his ass as well. And let's get into this story. Don King, he wins the purse bid over Uncle Frank for Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryan. Bryan is getting a 55. Wait a minute. Daniel Dubois is getting a 55-45 split. And Trevor Bryan is the fucking champion. Don King is livid. Don King said, no, to hell with that. Trevor Bryan should be getting 75 and Daniel Dubois should be getting 25. Why? Because those are the fucking rules by the WBA. The WBA stated that the champion should get 75 and the challenger 25. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to sue the WBA for trying to screw me over and saying that I only got 180 days to make the damn fight. And we didn't even discuss the split. And that's what they came up with. So Don King is mad as fuck. You know, it looked like his hair grew a few more inches. You know, the lightning really struck his motherfucking ass in that interview. You know, he was going the fuck off about this. Oh man, yeah, ain't that the truth, bro? He lives for it, bro. You ain't lying. That's a fact. Now let's talk about Lomachenko and Usyk. All right. So they had granted Loma, because we talked about this last week. We were saying that Loma was going to stay in the Ukraine or leave and come here and get ready for the old Georgie. And I got to get into that too, because I'm really starting to get upset about this Georgie and Devin Haney situation. But Lomachenko, when they told him that he can leave and get ready for Georgie, he said, "No, I pass. I'm going to stay here and fight for my country here in the Ukraine." However, Alexander Usyk said, "Yeah, well, fuck that. I'm about to lead this motherfucker and get a big bag by beating Anthony's ass. And I'm going to bring the bag back here and we do what the fuck we need to do with it. I'm going back over there. I want some more of Anthony's ass." So he is coming back. We're going over to the UK to get ready for that fight. I'm happy about that. I am. I'm very happy about that. That's music to my ears. We get to see Usyk go in once again and flat out embarrass Anthony. Flat out embarrass him and end his fucking career. Because it will indeed be over for him when he loses to Usyk this time. And then look at that. Usyk distracted with the whole war and everything like that. That's really, really going to just catapult him up there to the top. And then he went on out there and ballet danced all over Anthony again and pop shot at his ass. He might even stop him. Who knows? You know he's chinny. So who knows, man? But I'm definitely looking forward to the fight. Now, we mentioned Mike Tyson earlier when he was talking to Jamal Charlo. Did y'all know what the fuck happened to Mike this past weekend? You know, a guy had pulled a gun out on Mike Tyson, man. Motherfucker pulled a gun out on Mike. You know, I think he had got into it with somebody in Mike's entourage. You know, and he pulled the gun out and said, "Out in everybody, out in this shit right now." Man, they said Mike Tyson sat in this motherfucking chair and looked at him. And he said, "Hey, man, come here. Come here, man." Motherfucker walked up on Mike. Mike grabbed that motherfucker and gave him a hug, y'all. Mike grabbed that motherfucker and gave him a hug, man. I mean, a big squeeze. A big squeeze. He said, "It's all right. My brother, it's all right. Let it go. Let it go." Brother got to sobbing. He said, "You know what, Mike? I was just playing, man. I was just playing." Then the dude from his entourage, cooler heads prevail. You damn right, cool, man. Mike did mature a hell of a lot, man. I see that now, man. But this is a whole different new Mike Tyson. That motherfucker smoking that toad, man, and it got his ass under control. It got him under control. But yeah, he grabbed him and he hugged him. He said, "It's going to be all right, man." He said, "Yeah, man, I was just playing." Then the dude from Mike's entourage said, "No, motherfucker, we don't play like that. Fuck you doing, man? We don't play like that. Then he snapped again and said, all right, I was just playing with Mike. But motherfucker, I'll do you in right now. And then, Mike had to get in between it again, and say, hey, y'all cut it out, man. Let me get a drink for both of you motherfuckers. Let's party. So, hey, cooler heads prevail, man. Mike Tyson, instead of dodging them goddamn fists, he definitely dodged a huge bullet last weekend, and a good job, man. I'm glad nothing happened, man. That would have killed my motherfucking ass, bro. That would have did something to me if I would have heard somebody fucked up and shot and killed Mike Tyson. Bro, that I don't even want to think of that. I don't even want to think of that. So, yeah, man, I'm glad everything turned out the way it did. Now, one thing I didn't know, maybe I'm late on this. Gennady Duckin Golovkin is suing Golden Boy. He is suing Golden Boy over the first two Canelo fights. I think he is claiming that he didn't get all the money he was supposed to get for that. And people was wondering. They like, well, you're lined up to fight Canelo again if Canelo gets through C-Ville. Will that affect the fight? I don't think so. That was when Canelo was with Golden Boy. All right. Golden Boy didn't pay his ass. Canelo was with Matchroom now with Eddie Hearn. So, I don't really think that should be a problem at all. Gennady Golovkin got to take that shit up with Oscar and those motherfuckers over there. But I had no idea that he was even suing them. And speaking of more Golden Boy news, I had no idea that Rashidi Ellis had left Golden Boy. I didn't even know that. Last week they talked about that. They was talking about how Rashidi Ellis is gone. For whatever reason, Rashidi Ellis said he wasn't getting any fights. Oscar De La Hoya wasn't getting him any fights. They asked Oscar about it. Oscar said, listen, point blank and period. If we present you fights and you turn them down, you get left behind. That is what happened with Rashidi Ellis. Now, I don't know about all that. Hey, look, Jermell Charlo, they was with Golden Boy, and they went through the same exact shit, hell, even to Franchon Cruz's arm. You see, she even left them and went over to Matchroom. So, little shaky things over there with Golden Boy, especially it seemed like when it comes to the African-American fighters, So, had no idea, man. More Golden Boy news for you. Now, what we got going on tonight, y'all? Tonight, what up, DD? Tonight, we got Tim Tszyu making his U.S. debut against a Cleveland, Ohio native by the name of Terrell Goucher. PBC holding it down. A lot of Cleveland fighters fighting tonight, man. Top Rank got like 2 or 3 Cleveland fighters fighting tonight, too, including my boy Tiger Johnson. So, yeah, man, Cleveland will be on deck and working like a motherfucker tonight on both cards. PBC got a card and the Bobfather got a card. It'd be Nakatilia going up against Burchell. Nakatilia had fought Shakur Stevenson and lost that fight. And he's going up against Burchell, the guy who got blasted by Oscar Valdez. And if it wasn't for Bud Crawford getting into that little spat with Bob, Shakur wouldn't be fighting Oscar. Shakur would be fighting Burchell, So luckily that shit happened with Bud, so he can get that big fight with Oscar Valdez. And definitely looking forward to that, man. The clock is ticking. We getting closer and closer to these big fights. Closer and closer. I'm going to be really, really busy. But now I got to get into this whole Devin Haney and Georgie situation, okay? Now, Georgie has been backed into a corner, okay? He wanted Lomachenko, all right? Lomachenko said, fuck it, I'm staying in the Ukraine. Which means that the next guy in line is Devin the Dream Haney. All right, cool, man. Devin the Dream Haney has the WBC belt. Georgie has all the rest of the belts. Why not make it for undisputed? This fight should have been announced months ago. Georgie sits up and says, okay, I just sent the contract over to Devin, the same exact contract that Vasily Lomachenko was getting ready to sign. Which explains why the Bobfather did an interview and he was saying, whoever George goes up against, I'm going to be heavily involved. Why? Because Lomachenko, they had already signed the fight. The fight was damn near done between Loma and Georgie. ESPN already was set to broadcast the fight and everything. So Bob is definitely involved in the fight. But here's the kicker. They sent the contract over to Devin. Georgie says that he has 72 hours to respond. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, this kid said he will fight you on Jupiter. He'll take a low ball cut. Legacy means everything to him. It shouldn't take no 72 hours, more like 72 minutes to sign this contract and get it over to you. But now I'm hearing that, Team Haney said they want to see Loma's contract and see if that's the right contract, the same contract that Loma was going to sign. And there's some hiccups in there, and I just don't understand why. Okay? I know you're prize fighters. I know you want the money right. But listen, the way Devin made it sound, he would have fought him for free. He said, I'll go to Jupiter to fight him. I mean, if it is a low ball cut, and Eddie Hearn even came out and said that the money that they're offering Devin is pennies compared to what Devin makes. But goddamn it, all right. Okay. Take the fight anyway. Take the fight anyway. Go on down there to Australia, beat his ass, and become the man. Even if you do take a low ball this time, the next time you'll get all the fucking gems. You'll get all the marbles. You'll get all the fucking money. Floyd did the same fucking thing with Oscar De La Hoya. Look at all the fucking obstacles Oscar had put in front of Floyd. This size ring, this type of glove, this, that, and the other. Floyd said, whatever you want. Whatever you want. I just want your bitch ass in the ring. Dale, sign that contract. Sign the contract. Get it back over to Georgie. And let's make the fight. Okay? I know y'all want to look over everything. I know you want to. Listen. This ain't the time to be trying to prove whose dick is bigger. All right? This motherfucker said this is the contract we presented to Lomachenko. Sign it. Sign that contract. Go on over there and get the fucking titles and be the man after that. Like I said before, it probably is some bullshit they offering. It probably is some bullshit. So the first thing they can say is, oh, well, Devin outpriced himself. That's what the fuck he gonna say. You already know the game he playing. The whole he outpriced himself shit. Just sign that damn contract, man. Go on over there, young gun. Beat his motherfucking ass and be the man. Do you know how much his motherfucking ass is gonna blow up after that shit? He will be a fucking superstar. And it was on ESPN, the biggest fucking platform. He got to sign that contract. I'm gonna be pissed, bro. If the fight don't happen and it was because he didn't sign that contract, I'm gonna be pissed at him. Sorry for the ranting. All right. But I need this fight, man. Listen to me, y'all. I put together after party shows for this. I put together a KTFO intro for this. I got it already done, hard hitters. I just need them to make the announcement so I can just make it public. I ain't trying to waste any more fucking time. They better make that damn fight. All right. I spent hours upon fucking hours making that shit. And it ain't gonna be for nothing. They better make that fight, man. I'm dead fucking serious. But that's all the fucking news we got for this week, y'all. That is all the news we got this week. Once again, man, congratulations to Ebony Bridges, the blonde bomber. Went in there and did her thing, man. Won an IBF strap. And I'm really hoping that Shannon can do her thing and get a belt so we can get a unification. So yeah, big fight. What we got going on? Like I said, tonight on Showtime, Terrell Goucher from my hood, y'all, Cleveland, Ohio, holding it down, going up against Tim Tszyu, the son of a legend, Costa Tszyu, going down tonight on Showtime. And then we got Burchell in action against Nakatilia, holding it down for the Bob Father over on ESPN. So I want to give a big shout out to y'all, man, for tuning in. Whatever the fuck happens, man, I'm going to keep you posted. If something really crazy happens, I might have to do a separate video for the shit, okay? But yeah, big shout out to all y'all, man. Oh, and another thing. I'm not even going to say if. When they make this Devin versus Georgie Cambosos fight announcement, once they make that announcement, and once I make that motherfucker public, share, and get it out there. Share, and get it out there. I'm trying to get this bad boy up to at least 5,000 hits. I'm trying to get it up to at least 5,000. I want to make an awareness on this fight. I want people to see Devin the Dream Haney in this fight, man. This is for Undisputed. This is for all the marbles. This means everything. Undisputed means everything. Who was the true champion in the division? Share, get it out there. Is there anything else? Because I want to make sure I got everything. Because if it's a slow week next week, I might have to skip it. Like I told y'all, I'm not one of those ones that get on here and repeat shit over and over and over and over again. That's senseless to me. Okay. If something new's popping off, I'll hop on and let you know. If we're talking about the same thing, you can follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at ChuckP216 to stay ahead of the game. I'll be just tweeting out shit little here and there. But if there's a lot going on like it was this week and last week, I will definitely be on again next week to give you all the news. So, hey, man, much love to all y'all, man. You already know how we do, man. Chuck P. C-Ville's finest. But to you haters, call me your highness. I will see you next week. Possibly. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know.